Martin Muses and a first-time review, rather. My first time seeing Tombstone. Stig has seen it several times, so he's not the first timer. I'm the first timer. I thought I had seen it because I knew so many quotes and certain scenes, and then all of a sudden I realized I hadn't seen it, and I was going to watch it by myself, but then the relatives were like, oh my gosh, we're going to watch it again. We're going to watch it with you. You're coming over to our house. So that's how that all happened. But before we dig more deeply into that, I would like to welcome my guest all the way from the north and from the future, the man, the Viking himself, Stig Kenobi.
Hi.
Hey, how's the future?
Pretty calm. Kind of a gray day today. But yeah, nice ocean breeze today too. Makes you want to pee outside in the woods. I didn't do that though, but I thought about it.
Well, I guess that's men are from Mars, women are from Venus situation, because the last thing we want to do is to pee anywhere but a proper toilet. And now that I've scared everyone away, first let's say hi to our guests. Why, we have John 5. I have to watch it now. This has been on my list for a while. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Watch it. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Mad Dog Conroy is here. Leventus tutorum magister, youth is a teacher of fools, Johnny Ringo. And what was it that he said? You know Latin, or are we going to have like a standoff in Latin? I forget what the exact quote that was said. I know that Doc Holliday was able to respond to him in Latin. And then there was a nice snarky comment. We endorse snarky comments. Why, it is Jacob Ironside. Hello, Teresa. He gives me a rose and says, great movie. Yes, I really enjoyed it. And honestly, I think the enjoyment was higher for me watching it with a crowd. Like, if I'd have watched it by myself, I probably would have gotten it. But the family, they were all chiming in and quoting along with it and maybe explaining things here and there. So it was really, really a fun Friday evening. So if you have people that you know that don't hate you, go ahead and watch a movie, any movie, but definitely Tombstone. And it just seemed like it was like the perfect summer movie. For some reason, Westerns and showdowns are great for a summer. When's the first time you watched it, Stig?
Shortly after it came out, a friend of mine had it on VHS.
There we are. Back in the day when...
Back then, you didn't really know what was going to hit the cinemas unless you actually, bought movie magazines or something, which wasn't really common where I lived. So all of a sudden, when a new movie happened, it was a complete surprise. We did have some stuff kind of like Siskel and Ebert though.
Mm-hmm.
But it was on late, and when you're a kid or a teenager, you don't really watch it,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that one was a complete surprise. Never heard of it. Didn't know it was coming. Anything. It was just, oh, cool, a Western. Let's watch it. And holy damn. Same thing happened with Lethal Weapon 3.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a friend of mine were hooked on Lethal Weapon 1 and 2. And all of a sudden, we were heading into a video store. And they had like a wall of movies that you could buy. And Lethal Weapon 3 was there. I've never seen my friend grab anything that fast before.
Yeah.
It was just, immediately. So fun times when you didn't know everything as well,
Oh, yeah. And in a way, there was something kind of magical about that where you would be surprised. Yeah.
And, heck, video stores in general, that's something we've lost, I think, because when you're going there with friends and you're picking a movie or three for a movie night with friends. And all you really had to go on was the cover and who was in it, you know, and you seriously lost street cred if you picked the shit one. But nowadays it's just scrolling through Netflix, which isn't it, the magic isn't there, is it? Because if you
No.
pick a bad movie, you'll just switch, just watch something else. So it's you. But back in the day, if you picked a bad movie, you watched it.
Yeah. You were
Yeah.
committed. You paid the money for it. I remember being in Europe the summer of 92. And again, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have anything like that. And I was in a shop where I finally found a movie magazine that was in English. And I went, holy crud, and, bought it and all that because I was just thirsting because I was the type that would buy those kind of magazines. So that was how I got my news on what was coming up with Jurassic Park and what was the other one that came out that summer, The Fugitive. So yeah, you really had to search it out. And like I said, and the fact that I found one in my language, it was even more exciting. And nowadays, if we want the latest news on anything, we just go to X or somewhere else to
Well,
see
yeah,
or
you're being overfed with information about upcoming movies. So,
yeah.
but by the time you actually watch it, you're almost tired of it.
Yeah,
You know,
it can be. Yeah.
yeah. But
Well,
heck, Jurassic Park.
mhm,
All I knew was that it had dinosaurs in it.
mhm.
That's all I knew about that movie, and I think the whole class went to see it.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I watched it with my class for the first time in a cinema, and
Sweet.
as soon as I watched it, me and everyone else, I suppose, realized that cinema had permanently been changed.
Mhm.
We had witnessed something that was kind of like a milestone. Like
Yep.
everything would change after that because of how well that movie was made.
Yeah. And
So
unless you were there to experience it, you have no idea what it was like when the first real dinosaur came up on that big screen, the Brontosaurus scene.
yeah, yeah,
It
nothing had been shown on screen like that ever
no.
before.
Yeah. And then the terror you experienced then the other side when the dreaded T-Rex showed up. I mean, the
Yeah,
terror was real. I was terrified in
and
that movie.
that movie still holds up. It looks great even today.
Mhm.
It has
And the
not aged poorly at all.
nope.
And I think the same could be said for Terminator 2, which
Oh,
was another movie that changed. It didn't
yes.
change everything that much, but it changed the what is it, the morphing stuff and
Oh, yeah, that was huge. The special
yeah,
effects, yeah, that was huge. All
yeah.
right, well, I wanna say hi to people in the chat. We have John 5 saying hello. We have Gravy D saying, "Howdy, Teresa, Stig, and chat." Gravy D says, I saw Tombstone for the first time a few months ago. Woo! We're cousins. I miss when magazines were worth a darn to buy." That's true as well. It actually gave you information. Gravy D says, "I never got to see Jurassic Park in theaters. All my friends did. I did get it on VHS the day it was released." Yeah, again, that's that kind of magic of when you just couldn't wait till it was released on video. Will Steve be my Huckleberry? I hope not. No one wants to be anybody's Huckleberry. Well, I would be
No,
Val Kilmer's.
I desperately want to be his Huckleberry,
Oh,
but only if Gravy D will be my Daisy.
nice. Mad Dog Conroy, we weren't terrified, but thrilled by how loud the T-Rex sub and occupied the old theater screens and speakers. Well, yeah, that too, and how loud it was. Yeah, I'll film it. Very nice. Yeah, you
Yes,
heard
on
it here first.
VHS.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Well, let's jump into the movie Tombstone. Of course, it is about Wyatt Earp and the very famous showdown at the OK Corral. I am planning to go to Tombstone. I looked it up and it's, a little more than a day's drive, just like most places here in America is about like that. And I want to go, but I'm going to wait until it gets cooler because, oh my gosh, it is so hot right now. Is this the greatest Western ever made? Ooh, that's
I
a
don't
hard
know.
question.
I don't know, but it is a 10 out of 10. And I think when something ends up being a 10 out of 10, and you have several 10 out of 10s, um, which is the best, and that is purely subjective
Hmm.
at that point, right?
Yeah.
Because the good, the bad, and the ugly is a 10 out of 10 as well. And Unforgiven, I think, is a 10 out of 10. So you
Yeah.
end up, well, which of them are the, which of those three is the best? And
Lonesome Dove.
you can't really objectively pick, can you? Because they're all as good as they could be,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, not unlike you can take fantasy. Like you've got J.R. Tolkien, who, the king of everything. You've got Robert E. Howard. You've got, well, if George Martin ever finishes Game of Thrones, you've got The Wheel of Time, which of course I'm loving more than life itself. You've got Feist.
Yeah.
Each one of
Uh,
those are amazing. Oh,
I,
Terry Brooks stuff, but they're amazing in their own ways. You can't really compare them to each other because they're all so different, but they're also 10s out of 10. Well, though,
yeah, well, no, I wouldn't say Robert E. Howard and Feist are 10 out of 10s.
for what
They're more
they
like
did,
8.
yes.
But Robert Jordan, definitely, and Tolkien.
Yep. Well, but think about like Magician. The book Magician was a 10 out of 10.
Yes, but he's also written 30 more books who are
Well, that's
not
true.
10 out of 10s.
But I guess the point I'm making is Magician being a 10 out of 10 doesn't change the quality of the Wheel of Time versus,
Yeah.
Conan the
Well,
Barbarian and the creation of that. So, I think in similar
technically,
way.
if we go by, let's say someone's work, the whole body of work is a 10 out of 10, right? Because all of the books are 10 out of 10s. Then someone who's written like a 10 out of 10, an 8 out of 10, and a 7 out of 10, whatever, will not, his total won't be a 10 out of 10, will it? Which means Tolkien's not a 10 out of 10 because The Hobbit and the Silmarillion are not 10 out of 10s. The Lord of the Rings is, that's probably an 11 out of 10.
Well, I
But
would argue with you that they are, but that's a discussion for another day. But the point is yes, that the greatest, they're all great and they're all different in their own ways. Norporeal Lifeform says, fun fact, there was an original Star Trek episode where an alien head transports Kirk and Co to an incomplete tombstone where they are the Clantons. Oh my gosh. You know what? It's been forever since I saw that. Oh my gosh.
Once Upon a Time in the West, I've never seen that one. I
Oh,
need to watch it.
yeah, I've
Um,
heard great things about that.
as I'm actually having a Western year. My plan is to consume 50 Western movies or TV shows, and I'm counting the Red Dead Redemption games though in that, both of them. But I have a few more to go, and Once Upon a Time in the West is going to be one of them.
Hmm. Well, there we are. Yeah. My gosh. I loved well, who's that silly guy? I keep forgetting his name, but that was really funny. The Western guy, it was silly. He ate the beans and the stuff and he had the
Oh,
Mormon.
Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
they were huge in Europe, and South America and everywhere except in the US for some reason.
Yeah.
I think they did like 12 or 14 movies together,
Hmm.
those two. So they were yeah, the Trinity movies. There's two of them.
Thank you, Trinity. I was thinking the funny guy. I know
Yeah,
that
they
doesn't
basically
narrow it
don't
down.
use guns that much. They just beat people up.
Yeah, it's awesome. Says
Yeah.
Charles Bronson as harmonic is phenomenal and Henry Fonda is terrifying. Yeah, the cast is amazing on that. But I mean, speaking of an amazing cast, look
Henry
at
Henry Fonda did a movie with Terence Hill.
oh
Yeah, Fonda played an aging gunslinger who teamed up with a younger gunslinger who was trying to learn from him. Uh, really good Western.
oh well, there you have it. Everyone watch it. But look at this. Look at this. This was so iconic. Every second of this. And just the way they were walking down and the things were on fire. And oh man, I just look at this cast. Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Kurt Russell, and Bill Paxton. And that was only 4 of the cast, but just the way that they just went after those guys. And I forget what the line was that Kurt Russell said, because remember the guy who kind of chickened out and tried to run off, and he said, either get out of the way or find someplace to hide. I forget what he said to him, but that was like a great line. So many
Oh,
great lines.
later on when he's gonna bring the thunder.
No, he was trying to run away from the fight at the OK Corral. And
Oh,
he said something like hide or get out of the way. I forget what it was. Yeah, I need to resume Deadwood. Yeah, you need Deadwood, yes. I was gonna say I just got done with all Deadwood, and we're probably gonna be doing a review of that as well. But yes, good stuff. But this whole scene was just amazing because the premise of it was that they were supposed to be disarming these bad guys. And boy, did they disarm them.
I think this is the 5th movie where Bill Paxton and Michael Biehn are in it together.
Yeah. Well, to tell you the best movie poster ever in Western movies. I mean, every single thing of this is just amazing. And of course, we didn't just have these as the cast. We also had, I mean, as you said, Michael Biehn. We had whoever the guy that played Curly. He was sadly gone on to the great beyond. I forget his name. My gosh, he was
Oh
also in
yeah,
this.
Powers Booth.
Thank you, Powers Booth. We had Stephen Lang in it. I joked that half the cast of Gettysburg was in it. They probably used the same people with the horses because some of the smaller roles in Gettysburg were there as well.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Sam Elliott was in. I mean, oh
Well, you also had a terrific supporting cast with Billy Bob Thornton
hmm
playing the guy that Kurt Russell smacks around at the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah, Billy Zane, who's underrated in my opinion, and heck, yeah, you had Charlton Heston in there in a small
Yes. I couldn't believe it when he showed up
and
because he's not really top billed in this. It's almost a cameo, and you're minding your own business. And I don't know what planet I was on that I didn't know that Charlton Heston was in this. And when he showed up, I was like, "Holy crud!
yeah,
That's it. Everyone is in this movie."
he played Arnold Schwarzenegger's boss in a movie around the same time. I think maybe it was True Lies. So he was
Awesome.
he was having quite a few cameos at the time.
Yeah. Well, they also had the guy who played Fritzy in The Closer. He was there. Also, who else was it?
Michael
Who was?
Rooker was in it.
Oh, yes, he was in it. And if you've seen Gettysburg 1,000 times like you have with me, he was with Sam Elliott's character when he goes, "Hell, we can hold the livelong day." That guy ain't so even the casual people were randomly there. The chick who played Trixie in Deadwood, she was one of the wives. I think she was Sam Elliott's character's wife. And the chick who played Kurt Russell's girlfriend, she the one from China Beach. Forget her name. Forget everybody's name. So, and Norporeal makes a good point. Western is the one genre I don't think has been run by modern day. I think you are correct about that. I can't think of any woke Western.
I'm sure there's some, but at the same time, they made a movie called Wide Earp, and it got completely drowned out by this one.
Yeah.
And it was a complete coincidence because two studios were making the same kind of story.
Yeah.
And this one just blew the other one out of the water. But here's the cast of the other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, Gene Hackman, Jeff Fahey, Mark Harmon, Michael Madsen, Catherine O'Hara, Isabella Rossellini, Bill Pullman, Tom Sizemore. I mean, seriously, they had a great cast too.
Yeah. Their problem was they tried to make it like Dances with Wolves. It was like 3 hours, and you're like, whatever. So, and it didn't have the je ne sais quoi this movie had. Like, I'd seen Wide Earp before.
I've never seen it, but it's like, every time Kevin Costner makes a movie, it has to be 3 hours or more. So imagine that guy trying to tell someone a joke. He'll never get to the point. It'll be like an hour and 20 later, and he still wouldn't have gotten to the point.
You're right. You're right. You're like, just finish the joke. You're killing me. Ubaldo T points out, this is just blowing my mind. You are correct. I didn't mention this. Robert Mitchum. They had Robert Mitchum as the narrator, for crying out loud.
I didn't know he was the narrator. I thought it was Sam Elliott.
Nope. Now, Sam Elliott, of course, has the best voice and hasn't changed like since ever. He could be 120 years old and still would look the same age.
Kurt Russell named his son Wyatt.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah. Wyatt Russell. He's an actor now. Pretty good, too.
Yeah. Let's see. Haven't seen Gettysburg since high school. Yeah. Gettysburg.
I've never seen it.
Gotta recommend it. Cannot recommend it enough, especially the first half. The first half is amazing. The Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, the best thing that Jeff Daniels ever did. Amazing stuff. But yeah, half the cast is in here. And I think they went from this movie to Gettysburg, and I swear they said, we need a bunch of dudes who can ride horses, because like I even said, even people playing small roles that were in this were in Gettysburg. But of course, it's very sad to see if Bill Paxton, he just always makes me sad every time I see him, because you talk about a man gone too soon. Well, Val Kilmer gone too soon. I mean, very tragically with his illness.
Did you know that Bill Paxton was there when John F. Kennedy got shot?
No.
He was present in the crowd. You even see a picture of him as a kid.
Wow.
In the crowd, yeah.
Okay, for some reason this picture didn't show up too big, but just another with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. Of course, Stig has already said two of the coolest lines. I'll be your Huckleberry and you'll be my Daisy. And I'm not even sure what those lines even mean, but they just sound so cool.
Yeah. Oh, he says it to Ringo as he's croaking, going, "You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy at all."
Yeah. And right before that, when Ringo sees that it's him instead of Kurt Russell, instead of Wyatt Earp, he's he says, "I'll be your Huckleberry," and then the Ringo guy's like, "Oh, I was kind of joking. I didn't mean it. I was playing around." And Wyatt Earp not Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday goes, "I wasn't." I mean, that was just amazing. I just love it. Just absolutely loved it. And Poyle says, Gettysburg, the only reason I know Joshua Chamberlain ever existed. Yeah, well, it certainly did bring him up to national prominence for certain. But yeah, well, because most of the time, Pickett's charge always overshadowed things like Day 2 of Gettysburg. But yeah, it's a thing. Here they go. See, can you tell what I was focused on when I was gathering pictures? I mean, look at these guys. Oh my gosh, this makes me want to watch the movie again. Oh man. And you can see people kind of in the background. I mean, just being like, I'm getting out of here. Goodbye. No, thank you. The way the whole thing was staged. And I mean, Kevin Costner, I'm sorry, dude. You had no prayer against this. It was bad luck. Oh my goodness gracious. Could watch this all day. And I put together, let's see, I got my other favorite part. Oh, sorry. This is the "I'll be your Huckleberry," the first time he says it. There we go. And 2 thumbs up with the clothes. The clothes were 10s out of 10. They were very accurate, and the clothing of the men, and they even had, the goofy mustaches. My only complaint, which is for some reason a complaint, something they always do in Westerns with women, they always have the women have their hair down. They would not have their hair down. That's not a
You
thing.
know, Val Kilmer did not win an Oscar for this role, but the really sad part is he wasn't even fucking nominated.
Mm.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, it goes to show you that Oscars and all awards are bought and paid for. They're not earned. To go back to the whole Gettysburg thing, the fact that Jeff Daniels wasn't even nominated was a crime. But yeah, it's an amazing performance, and I've seen so much by Val Kilmer, but this one, I now know why everyone always talks about him. And in some ways, it almost overshadows some of the other things because there was other amazing performances. I mean, Kurt Russell did fantastic.
Yeah, well, the one who did win the Best Supporting Actor that year was Gene Hackman for Unforgiven. So Val Kilmer was fantastic, but so was Gene Hackman. But I mean, Kilmer didn't even get nominated.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a crime. Hello, Salty Traveling Sea. Dropping base takes. Well, yeah, I'm feeling based. I hate humanity. Oh, Baldo T is pointing out Pedro Armendariz is a priest at the beginning of the movie, giving the international actors in the movie. Oh, yeah, because, they were all talking Spanish. You talk about a harsh opening. The worst wedding on the planet. I mean, only second worst was the red wedding and the poor bride.
Oh, you need to watch Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah, I will, because I'm loving Uma Thurman right now. And I probably mispronounced the last name. I think it's Armendariz, but I don't do Spanish very well. Anyways, they're talking back and forth to each other. So yay, we love everyone here at Miss Martin Muses. Yeah,
I'm wondering what a badge for Rose City is. Is it a brothel?
I'll bet you it's a game. Let us know now that Stig has started the rumor. Yeah.
No, I was asking. I wasn't making a statement.
And here is Curly, one of the most stereotypical mad, crazy, evil villain. He was really funny too, and you kind of feel guilty that you're laughing at this guy because he's evil, as we saw at the very beginning, the way they shot up the wedding, and of course the bride, what happened with the bride. But I loved him. And in the scene where they're doing the play and Billy Zane is doing the Henry V speech, I just loved that because everyone was like, this is amazing. And they were shooting in the air like they were crazy. And it was just so much fun.
Also, I'm thinking Red Dead Redemption took a little inspiration from this guy when they created Dutch.
Yeah.
Just
Though,
combined him with Ringo's literacy.
certain aspects of it, but Dutch wasn't crazy than evil the way this guy was.
No,
Oh,
but yeah, the look and all.
gotcha. Visually, I can see that there and that certain aspects of it. Yeah, there was loads of homages to lots of westerns in Red Dead Redemption and in a lot of mythology. And someone also brought up some Byron stuff. So if you don't know Red Dead Redemption, if you haven't played the game, play it. All right, Salty Traveling Sea is clarifying. Rose City is a huge Comic Con in September. Art Adams, Liam Sharp, and others. Oh. Jadlook says, what do you mean the first time you're watching this? You need help, my friend, LOL. Well, let me put it to you this way. I hadn't even realized I hadn't seen it because I knew so much about this movie. And then I forget how it came up. And I was like, wait a second. Have I actually watched it or just seen clips? So, yes, I did miss out. But I have an excuse. I don't know what it is, but I'll find one.
It's quite amusing that a comic artist is actually named Art.
Oh.
Well
done. Yeah.
I guess it would be even funnier if he had no arms and no legs and someone stuck him on the wall.
Wow. Well, that would definitely be an attraction. Here it is. Here it is. Because you know how I like Henry V, and I completely blame the 1980s movie with Kenneth Branagh because he does such a good job with the St. Crispin Day speech. So he did the St. Crispin Day speech. And at first, when he comes out and says that's what he's going to do, I'm like, dude, this is the wrong crowd for that. But
hey, I did that speech better than Billy Zane.
Yes, you did. Yes, Stig did that speech for me as a birthday present. You did. You were better.
Actually did. I gave it my best.
You did.
Which was mediocre, but
it was really good. What did I say? You did it better than Loki did. But you didn't do it as good as Kenneth Branagh or Laurence Olivier. But hey, nobody's perfect. But in any case, you didn't expect that everyone would go crazy over that the way they did at the end of the speech. But then I thought, well, wait a second. They really were starved for entertainment out there. And I could see how a man coming up and just doing a Shakespeare speech would get that kind of a reaction. And they just loved it. Like I said, they were shooting in the air. They were cheering. Food was flying in the air. It was really like a stereotypical Western thing. Not unlike that scene in Gremlins, but something differently. Okay. So Stig. Oh, I see. Not Steve. Steve is a totally different name. It's like they should name the big YouTuber Neil and Bob because that's what they do.
Yeah, because kneeling.
Oh.
Or Ben Dover. That would work. Or Craven Moorhead.
Wow. It took me a second to get that. Well, I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I've said it again. If I was making that kind of money, it would take a lot of grace from Jesus for me to not take advantage. Gotcha. Yes, you did. You got me good. But anyways, I loved Billy Zane and his hair. First of all, we're not used to seeing this marvelous head of hair on him, but definitely his hair was amazing. Here are the ladies with their men. Now, their hair is accurate. See, that's the way all women would wear their hair. It was a thing. If you wore your hair down, you were a whore. But women
you
wore
mean
their
a harlot?
Yes. Well, I said her. Oh dear. But this is a great picture. And let's see. Oh, there she is. There's Trixie, a very, very young Trixie, married to Bill Elliott. So if you've seen Deadwood, there's the actress, and that's the wife of Wyatt Earp. Now, I have since done a little bit of research on some of this. It turns out that she was not actually technically his wife. She was a common law wife of him. And he was for real married. They showed it in the Wyatt Earp movie with Kevin Costner to his a young lady in his town or something, and yes, she died like right away because women died all the time back then. Well, men did as well, but he had another a common law wife, and then he left her for the character in this movie, and they never got married. Technically, they were common law, and they stayed together for like 50 years until he died. And then there is Bill Paxton with his wife. Now, I don't know who this actress is, so I don't know. But let's see. I had that hair. I'll bet you did. Yeah, that was early 90s. Kurt Russell gives professional grade mustache rides. Oh, dear. Yeah. But Wyatt Earp got around, and the chick in this movie that they said that she did have an overdose, but it wasn't entirely certain. Many people say it was a overdose, meaning she wanted to have a one-way ticket to the great beyond. So very tragic. Yeah, it sucked to be a woman back then. Actually, it always well, it sucks to live, but definitely, yeah. I would never have gone out to the Wild West if I was a woman. It was not made for women. It was
You seriously need to watch A Million Ways to Die in the West. It
oh,
actually pokes fun at how easily it is to die in the West. It's got Liam
well,
Neeson in it.
well, you son of a bitch. Now I have to watch it. I do have it. I got it on DVD. I bought it at the half price store.
Well, there you go.
I haven't seen this, says John Sue, since it was in theaters. Maybe I should see it again. Yes, I would recommend it. And it makes me want to look at some documentaries on the Real West. There's a series that I have on all the different ones that I might actually watch. Okay, Sean Sue is giving 2 thumbs up to A Million Ways to Die in the West, or rather, an agreed. It is awesome. Yes. Let's see. Salty Traveling Sea says there's still a lot of ways to die in the wild out here. Idiot tourists from seem to be the most prone to them. Ah.
And he said it right after Son, who that said it's almost like a stab. It was. That's not what he's doing though. But it was kind of like fun, that the timing.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people hear about these things and then they go to they just got to know. Like here where I live in Texas, there's ways you can die. For one thing, heat. People do not respect the heat, and it's like you have to. I do the full siesta. Like I'm in full siesta mode right now, like where I will get up in the morning and I will stay in the afternoon and then go out in the evening. And I've got air conditioning, for crying out loud, but heat stroke, dehydration, it's for real. We also have scorpions, like just around where I live. We have scorpions. We have of course, snakes, rattlesnakes, copperheads, they can get you. And we got coyotes like out in the wilderness. There's loads of ways that you can die. And often other Americans, it doesn't have to be foreign tourists. They will get themselves killed. Or where my folks live, the amount of people that drown, it's just absurd. And it's mainly because they don't pay attention to the signs.
We have a lot of people getting lost in snowstorms because they don't check the weather. Mostly it's tourists and people getting lost in the mountains because there's a lot of mountains in Norway. And tourists go up there and then fog hits, or, they camp for the night and then they don't know how to get down, because they don't know how to read a damn map or look for landmarks. So have a lot of that. And then people not respecting the ocean And I'll tell you one thing, if you're out in the Atlantic, it gets rather wavy.
Yeah. And to add double where you are, the Atlantic can kill you just by the temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Very quickly. That you can get heart attacks, and you can get a heart attack before you actually even get exposure or whatever they call it, hypothermia. But yeah, stay a good distance. Oh, yeah, this is what salty travelers see. Yeah, stay a good distance from bison and no cliff edge selfies. Yeah, selfies are the bane of existence. You see, these were things. So the West can still kill you, and I guess it's slightly safer for a woman because women had two choices. They were whores or wives, and both of them weren't exactly the best thing to be out in the West. The Pacific is no joke either. Riptides are a thing. Yeah, and that's where I'm saying where my folks are. People get caught in riptides and in other things. And, surfers always get bit, but usually it's just a matter of fact that people don't know how to swim. Like, I never go past the knees where my folks are because it's not safe. And I can swim. Like, if I got caught in a riptide, I would know what to do and I would be able to swim and out of it and safely. Other people don't if they don't respect it. But if there's a red flag, don't swim.
You know what's kind of funny? When every time someone gets caught by a riptide, right? They have one thing in common. They all say the exact same thing. Did you know that?
I'm waiting for it. Stig, I pray for you. Oh dear. Never change, Stig. Yeah, he even gets allergic to holy things in the parking lot. But that's another story for another day. Look at this scene. I talked about it before when I said I was joking. If anyone's seen the movie more than I have, tell me exactly what the Ringo guy says. And then he goes, I wasn't. Yeah, everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing, and I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling guilty here.
This is probably the best duel on screen. Well, tied with the ending of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, I think. But this one was more badass. You know?
I love the way he just practically crapped his pants when he realized it was Doc Holliday and not Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Ringo would have, killed Wyatt Earp because Wyatt Earp even admits it.
Yes.
Doesn't stand a chance against Ringo. So Ringo is no pushover. But he doesn't have a damn chance against Holliday. It's not even close. It's basically an execution.
Yeah. Well, don't you point out that he didn't even unholster his gun? Wyatt Earp?
No, well,
not Wyatt Earp, rather Doc Holliday.
Well, Doc Holliday unholstered it because he shot him.
Oh.
But he holstered it again before Ringo got to do anything. So he drew, shot him in the head, and then holstered it. And Ringo had Yeah.
Okay. That shows you how much I know about guns.
No, well, you see it in the movie.
I know, but never mind. I'm going to shut up before I sound really stupid. All right.
It's okay. I understand how you feel, and I support you.
Wow. For those of you that don't know, well, you know what that means. I really liked Maverick, 1994. Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. Absolutely.
I watched that one in the cinema. Maverick. That was great.
Loads of fun. I like, of course, it had Jodie Foster. It had Mel Gibson. And gosh darn it, what's the other guy's name? He's so famous, I can't remember his name. He was the guy who was the original Maverick in the movies. And he kept he beat him up, and he's like, finally hit him. It's like, you're always misquoting me whenever he says, my pappy used to say. And he played Woodrow F. Call in the sequel to Lonesome Gov, Streets of Laredo, which has one of I just love Woodrow. It's like, I won't tolerate rude behavior. And he would.
James Garner was an awesome actor.
Mhm. Yeah. And if you know what I'm talking about, well, first of all, that was something that Woodrow, the character Woodrow Call, always said a lot. Um, I won't tolerate rude behavior. Like, that rude behavior is what would make him just lose his crap. Okay, yeah, it was James Garner. Gosh darn, I
Oh,
can't believe I didn't
crap.
remember that.
Yeah, he would beat me up then.
Oh, yeah. Yes, James Garner, thank you. It was as from the original Maverick. Yeah, James Garner. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, was
Woodrow
Kenneth Branagh
Call
in
would
that movie too?
No, not in Maverick. He
Oh.
was in Wild Wild West.
Oh.
He played half a Southerner that was in a wheelchair, like a cybernetic wheelchair.
Wow. Wow. Stig is right. I stand corrected. Ah, well, there we go. All right, thank you. I love James Garner so much, but sometimes when I'm live, your brain can kind of go blank a bit and then you feel quite silly. But what I liked in the Streets of Laredo, particularly the one with James Garner, with his where he lost it because of the rude behavior, there was a dude in the jail, and the guy had pulled on him but didn't shoot, and Woodrow, of course, lost it, kicked his crap, and like then chopped off a guy's ear or something and put it in his pocket, locked him up, took the keys, threw him like in the river, and said, "You tell him next time if anyone that pulls a gun on me, they'd better shoot. I won't tolerate rude behavior." Tosses away the keys. If I have that right, that's one of the best things ever.
I think we're overdue for another great Western. It's been a while. I think the last great one was probably Open Range,
Oh,
or
that's been
maybe the
great.
remake of True Grit. That one was really good,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's neglected as a genre now, I think.
and I almost blame Kevin Costner because he had apparently a pretty good thing going, like this new movie series you said that you liked, but it was 1,000 years and it was going to be like 4 parts and it failed. And I'm like, dude, if you'd have just broken up into little movies, maybe it would have been good. But beyond that, I haven't really heard much. And now I could see the suit saying, see, people don't want to watch Westerns. It's like, no, people don't want to watch Westerns that take up half their lives.
American Primeval was pretty good. It's a Netflix miniseries.
Okay. Abalda T says, I love this movie so much that I saw Tombstone in theaters at least 10 times. Dude, all my friends thought I was crazy for loving this movie. No, more power to you. My gosh,
Yes,
that's amazing.
absolutely not crazy.
Salty Traveling Sea is of the opinion there's only one true grit and it stars John Wayne. Yeah.
Well, as far as remakes go, the one from with Jeff Bridges was actually good.
Yeah.
Usually
But
remakes aren't that good, but that one was.
Yeah. Well, it's really hard to try to go up against John Wayne, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? It's like when they tried to do the Gone with the Wind thing, and even though I love Timothy Dalton more than life itself, dude, you are no Clark Gable, and I love Joanne Whalley, but she is no Vivian Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Glenn Campbell theme song, Steve. Let's see. I just found out about the Unholy Trinity, a Western with Pierce Brosnan and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, it came out last year, I think.
Oh,
There's another one that came out with Willem Dafoe. It's directed by what's his name? The guy who did 48 Hours back in the day. He did a lot of buddy movies.
hmm.
Dead for a Dollar. That's the name of it. I'm gonna watch
Wow.
both of them.
I was gonna say you had me, Shansu, at Pierce Brosnan and Samuel L. Jackson. Okay.
Pierce Brosnan was in a cool one with Liam Neeson. Seraphim Falls, I think it's called.
Now, off topic, so I'm going to be careful not to mess this up. But I last week went to see The Naked Gun, and I at first was going to be like, "Oh, this is going to be retardando. I'm not going to like this and all this." But I started hearing good reviews, and I saw that was 80 minutes. I went to see The Naked Gun and dragged some family members with me, and we loved it. I loved it more than everybody. You laughed the whole time, and it goes to show that you don't have to have a movie go on for 1,000 years for people to go see it. And it did respectably at the box office. And for what the budget was, is going to do fine. They'll probably do more of them. But yeah, Liam Neeson, I have a lot of respect for him as an actor. Here it is. This is my sister's favorite scene. I laughed so hard. What's his name does this whole routine with the gun, and they really did this. I mean, I don't know how hard they had to practice or how many cuts.
Michael Biehn said it took quite a few takes.
Yeah. I mean, what he did was amazing. And then Val Kilmer, you see here, he's holding the drink, his punch bowl cup or whatever. And then he does the exact same thing back at him, but with a tiny cup.
Yeah, and this is where he scares the shit out of Johnny Ringo. Because it looks goofy what he's doing with the coffee cup, right? Yeah. But he is mimicking Ringo's movements precisely.
Yeah.
And Ringo notices.
That's why he didn't want to face him.
Yeah. So Holiday memorized every single move Ringo did and then plays it back to him with a coffee cup. As if it's, just an easy little plaything, right?
Yeah.
That's when Ringo, because he doesn't mess with Holiday after that.
Good point. See, I need to rewatch this.
He does it when he's drunk, right? But then,
But then that's the end of that. Okay.
Yeah, Ringo's afraid of him after this. Actually, Michael Biehn has a YouTube channel now.
No way.
You can see a lot of stuff where he's talking to other actors and stuff like that, but he's talking about Tombstone quite a bit and Aliens and Terminator.
Ooh. I want to see that. Obaldo T says Doc is precise and fast, makes the scene memorable. Yeah, and this is my sister's favorite. She just loves it, and she went on about it later. It's like, did you notice this? Did you notice this? Like, yes, I did. And look who's in this picture. See, you have, of course, Michael Bihn's character. You have Curly. There you have General Pickett. I don't know what his name is in this movie, but the guy who's kind of really dirty and kind of half crazy, and he played Pickett in Gettysburg.
Yes,
Stephen Lang, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know his name in real life. I just don't know. Forget what his name was in the movie.
Oh, Ike Clanton.
Thank you. And then that's the man who gets killed in the middle of the street, which causes
the sheriff.
Chain reaction to the sheriff. And he did well, typical sheriff. And then you have, of course, that's Bill Paxton there, Kurt Russell, and Val Kilmer. Salty Traveling Sea says Hollywood used to know how to create a scene. Look at the composition of the shot precisely.
Well, that's because back in the day, they hired people with actual skills and talent. Now you just have to have the right sexuality and gender and skin color.
And be friends
That's
with the
it.
right people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that we...
Talent is no longer needed in Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, we also lost a lot when they started replacing sets with blue screen because it's
Yes.
cheaper.
Yeah.
But
That was why Terrence Stamp quit Star Wars, because he's in episode 1. He didn't want to do 2 because of all the green screen. He wanted to work with people on a set. He didn't want to pretend everything was there when it's not.
yeah, a lot of traditional actors. Well, Ian McKellen, he felt that way in The Hobbit. He even said that he just burst into tears, and I can hear.
He had a breakdown.
Yeah. And I saw some footage behind the scene where he was starting to lose his temper. And then he finally apologized to the director. Actually, it was a scene being directed by the actor who plays Gollum. He was doing a second unit. He's like, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so frustrated at these golf balls and all that. Because even though there was green screen and stuff like that in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it was nothing compared to what it was later. And not only do they not do proper sets, they also don't even have proper extras. The extras are CGI. And it's just unfortunate. Oh, we have a super sticker from Salty Traveling Sea for $1.49. Salty Traveling Sea gives me a rose. Thank you so much. And here's yours. Actually, oh, whoops, let me do this. Ah, fudge. I messed this up as usual. Here we go. Thank you so much, and thank you for being so supportive of my channel. If y'all haven't subscribed to him, go ahead and do so. I know that there hasn't been a lot of content lately, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely he will give takes that no one else has the nerve to do. I remember he and I were one of the few. Stig was another, and some of us on the Song of Ice and Fire stream that had the guts to be honest about House of the Dragon, among other things. If I can call
I
you
have
out there.
I have no problems giving my honest takes.
Oh yeah. we certainly know that about you. Yeah, but remember, we all remember, we felt like we were voices shouting in the wilderness. And then it turned out we were right. Remember? Then everyone changed their mind when Martin came out and said everything we were saying. And then suddenly everyone's like, oh, yeah, season 2 sucked. It's like, you weren't saying that. You weren't saying that before.
They were just doing damage control because they were looking like fucking retards all along.
That's one way of putting it. Salty Traveling Sea says, I'm 99% retired from YouTube, but do go on live streams. I'll be covering things in the near future. Okay, so go subscribe to him, everybody. And definitely watch his content on the Wheel of Time. That was great. And he did a great series of interviews, if I say so myself, because I was one of them, Stig was, but he did like 100. I mean, it was insane. Why we love the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. And that was when the Rings of Prime was coming out.
Yeah, ridiculous. I had to record mine because Salty wasn't using StreamYard. He was using some kind of obscure shit program that screwed up my computer. So I had to record it. And I think he like voiced over the stuff in the middle. So it sounded like, because I basically recorded the answers to the questions with a little break in between.
Yes. You're such a diva. Yes.
No, it wasn't my fault. It just didn't. It was skippy and stuff, and it was probably my shit computer.
Yeah,
which I have replaced with my own money.
Yes, yeah, he's saying Yeah, he's pushing back 3 minutes of dog shit. Yeah, but Stig, actually, things should be better now. So actually, you're blaming him when it was probably your shit computer.
No, I'm saying it was my shit computer, but it was the program too, because it wasn't really compatible with my computer. I'm not blaming him.
Yeah. Well, yes, and it was quite epic how you got your computer.
Yes, I gave them my money and they gave me a computer. That's how it happened.
Know how you were able to get them down to a proper price. I blame Stig for everything. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's fine. Everyone does.
Yeah, you can handle it. You can fish for your own mackerel right off your backyard.
Oh, yeah. I caught my own fish the other day, and an hour later, it was on my dinner plate.
That's epic. And it's fierce healthy. Alrighty. And then I decided to throw in the character. I forget her name. I'm terrible with names, but this, of
Catherine,
course,
wasn't it? Something
could.
I don't know.
Yeah,
She is in the Tulsa King with Stallone now.
she is indeed. And sadly, this is a bad example because usually I bitch and complain like I was earlier about the women not having the right hair. And in this particular shot, she does have the right hair. She does. It is all tied back and looking proper. So this is a very good outfit for the most part. And I don't want to go nerdy on the clothes. We're going to be going nerdy on the clothes with Magitech Mags later this week, where we're going to be doing the fashion of the Lord of the Rings. And since it's in a fantasy world, I won't have to get too fussy about historical accuracy. But for the most part, she's wearing gloves. She's wearing her hair up and in the style of when that would have been back then. She is wearing a day dress and the hat a little off, but that's all right. But again,
And,
we were sorry.
Johnny Ringo checking out her rear end like a creeper in the
Yes,
background.
exactly. And
Busted and exposed.
no. Well, back then, remember how they used to have those bustles in the back.
Is Michael Bean there done that?
Oh, nice one. Remember her from China Beach. Yeah, that's what kind of made her famous. Exactly natural, gorgeous.
I've never seen China Beach.
She's so fine. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, she has gotten herself a little bit of work on her, and I'm like, so she's. I mean, she hasn't gone as bad as some people, but.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, she looks disgraceful. I mean, it is a crime what she looks
Her
like.
voice has changed too. She sounds like Miley Cyrus now, almost.
Ooh, cigarettes and alcohol will do that.
I don't know what did it, but it was because I saw her in a movie called it's called The Black Canary or something like that. It's an action movie. It was actually really good. She was excellent in it, but yeah, she looked all changed.
Yeah, and she's so beautiful, and they ruined her, or she ruined herself. Yeah, China Beach was a TV show about the Vietnam War. Yeah, and speaking of the way scenes are composed, look at this. You have her here. I think this was where she went across the street. There was that famous scene, and you see here is Michael Bean, as you said. There's Curly and one of the other guys. I think that they're all checking her out, and she would have been a looker back then, especially out in the West. I mean, first of all, look at the way that the gentlemen in the chat right now are reacting to her, and definitely a clean woman, a woman in pretty clothes, and she's wearing gloves. Very well done. But this is where again I get very cranky about the way they do clothing and stuff. It's like, even if a woman wasn't always able to look all fancy and everything and didn't have a lady's maid, what a woman would do is she would put her hair in braids and then pin them on top of her head. You would not just go out with your hair down. For one thing, it's a practical issue. Like my
Vanished.
isn't even that long, and if I leave my hair out and flowing, it will get tangled pretty quickly. And then back then, their hair was longer, so you wouldn't have done
I
it.
think you fell out for a bit.
I did? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Maybe YouTube came and interfered because I was yapping about hairstyles. But I could go on forever about hairstyles. All right, well, I'm back now. But no, it wasn't my microphone. Maybe it was my internet. Let's blame it on my internet. Let's see. Salty Traveling Sea says Kate also rang that CD witch loser from SNL. Nope, Teresa's audio was good. Okay, it was your fault. It was your sound, Stig. But
Well, then I look the fool
yes, you do.
in front of everyone.
In front of everyone. Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what. Yeah. I braid my hair often. I'll have it in 2 pigtails when I'm just hanging out around the house and stuff because like your hair will get tangled and my hair is not as long as these chicks, so they would be doing that. But okay, I've said enough about the hair. It was Stig's POS computer that runs StreamYards again.
This is a new computer, sir. It's a laptop with 16 gigabyte RAM. And I got it cheaper because I said, what was it? It was another computer, and I said it was shit. And then they offered me this one for the same price, which was twice as good. So if you're ever buying a computer, have them show you one computer and look, stare them straight in the face and say, this is shit. Because that's what I did. And they offered me this one, twice as good for the same price. So, woo. Always say shit.
Okay. See, I don't know if that'll work with women, but I'll tell you what women get. We get free sodas because the boys at the gas station down the road from me, they never charge me for sodas from the fountain. Now you know.
There's a fountain?
Well, yeah, fountain soda, like fountain drinks. Like when you get soda from the fountain, you push them in and soda comes out into a cup.
A dispenser?
Okay, a dispenser. Maybe that's what you call it. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was an actual fountain from now. I don't know. Americans are fat bastards, right? Figured if they drink soda from a fountain, that might explain things.
Gosh, no. Well, they have diet ones. I get sugar-free, though they were out of caffeine-free Coke, so I got ginger ale. But to make a long story short, you guys can say shit when you're buying computers and I can get free sodas. So there. Yeah. See, they're feminine wiles to get free Dr. Pepper. You're not too far off. Though here's the thing. I never asked for it. I just go and I have a little refill cup that you get. And they always like, nah, don't worry about it. They always just wave it off. Yeah. I'm big bone. Said you bought tea. Yeah. So anyway, so this is
accidentally started something now. I insulted a whole.
Oh, we lost Stig because he started insulting Americans.
Yeah, I said I insulted the whole country again. I do that regularly, though. People are used to it by now, but
yeah. Well, sometimes we deserve it. Teresa bats her eyes and faints and gets free nachos next. I haven't tried with the nachos.
You got mackerel from me, though.
Yes, I got free mackerel from you. Yes. And that's incredibly healthy. And it was so good. I ate the whole thing. It was good, though. It was mackerel. I'm in Texas as a Tea, and barbecue is great down here. Indeed, it is. And Rudy's
food is so damn good. It really is.
Mm. Well, and this is going to bring on another fat joke, but Texans tend to like their tea sweet, or Southerners in general do. Hell yes, it is, says Ubaldo T. Hill Country had some best in the world. Oh, yeah. Which is where I get mine often.
You
Hill
know,
Country
imagine
is not far
if
from
a
me.
Native American, right, is sitting in his
Uh-oh.
tent. What?
Be careful. I
Yeah,
swear if you
no,
do something. Okay.
no. It's just imagine if a Native American is sitting in his tent, right, and he's about to have some tea, and he pisses in the cup. Then he'll have PT in his teepee.
Okay. That's relatively safe.
And he'll have PTSD afterwards, right?
Oh, dear. Hello, humans and other critters. Yay! Our animals have shown up. We love our animals here at Miss Martin Muses, especially ones from the North Atlantic out on your iceberg. Yes, you know all about the dangers of the Atlantic Ocean. But then again, I guess a polar bear does much better than a human in those situations. But in any case, yes. So there it is. This is pretty much coming to the end of, well, this is the end of the slideshow. Let me go back here. Here we are. So before we wrap up this party, is there anything about Tombstone that we haven't talked about that you would like to bring up, Stig?
I don't know what you said because I fell out again.
Oh, anything about Tombstone that you haven't said that you would like to say?
Um, I don't know. Like we said, the supporting cast was superb. The acting was superb all across the board. I mean, heck, Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell tends to get all the praise, but you, there's a lot to be said about Val Kilmer. No, sorry, Michael Bean's performance too,
Mm-hmm.
and Powers Booth. They were fantastic.
Hell yeah.
It's one of those movies where everyone just delivered a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Were you the one that told me that Kurt Russell had to step in for some of the stuff? That there was problems in the set?
No, he was helping keeping people together, kind of, because
Mhm.
they had one director who, I guess he was an asshole, and then they got another one who, yeah. So it was kind of uh, it was a messy shoot.
Yeah. That's amazing how you often hear about things that were awful behind the scenes make some of the greatest movies.
Michael Bean had noticed that one of the directors was basically kind of a narcissist. He was sucking up to the people he felt were above him on the importance ladder. So he was sucking up to Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer and stuff, but treating everyone that he considered below himself like shit, right?
Yeah.
And he had walked up to Michael Bean for a talk, and Michael Bean had looked at him and said, "Hey, I've noticed how you treat the other people, so just go fuck yourself." And I don't think he had many interactions with him after that at all. He called them out on his shit behavior.
Hmm. Well, good for him.
Yeah, good, really good on him.
Yeah. Ubaldo T says, "Thank you for reviewing this movie." Well, thank you for being here. It's my all-time favorite. I'm watching the movie again after this fantastic episode. Well, good. My work here is done.
Maybe
Salty
we
Trout,
should do like a Western movie talk once per month.
I'm up for it. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, why not?
There's tons of material that we can do.
I've noticed I get a lot of interaction on Twitter if I bring up Westerns.
Yeah. Well, people
So
love Westerns.
yeah,
So
a lot more people still love Westerns more than Hollywood think.
yeah. You're right. I'm surprised that they don't try to dip into that well a lot more. Salty Traveling Sea says, I can't wait for Takedo Wahidi to make Judge Dredd. That'll be such a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, that's dripping with irony.
Oh, okay. Ubaldo T, it's such a damn good movie. Of course, he's talking about Tombstone. Salty Traveling Sea. Dia Riolabo. Oh, next, please. Oh.
Rio Lobo. I think that means Wolf River.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'll bow to you on that one. Salty Traveling Sea, I've never seen that one. I'm for a Western movie once a month. Okay, well, that's definitely doable for me because I never know what's going to be going on in my life. And I'm very much kind of knocking on wood right now because I do not want to jinx myself because things are relatively going okay. But it seems like one thing after another can affect things. But right now, I'm just dealing with pain and managing that with my knee. Nothing horribly wrong, just I guess if it hurts, don't keep going to Pilates, going up and down stairs, going on your bike, and walking for long periods of time. If something hurts, quit exercising. That was free advice. I want to also say, Salty, since you're still here, I am reading like a mother, you would know it. The Wheel of Time, I'm already well past 100 pages into the next book. I can't stop. It's like an addiction. So loving the Wheel of Time. And if you all want some good fantasy, read the Wheel of Time. Of course, do not watch the TV show and do not allow the TV show that has been canceled to ruin any potential reading of the Wheel of Time. Total different situation. Oh boy. Okay. So I see that pushing through Jordan's Purple Pro section like a boss. Yeah. Well, I can tell you. Yes, I saw you liked it. But I'll tell you what. I've heard rumors that it can get to be a bit of a quote unquote slog. There is no slog. I can't stop reading this crap. Last night I was supposed to finish a movie and then I was like, but I need to read more Wheel of Time. And
I never felt like anything was a slog either.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's different talks. I mean, some people have said that, well, I can understand how some characters will disappear for entire books, and that could get frustrating. And you're like, hey, I don't want to have to read through all these details. I'd rather hear what Matt's up to. And what Matt disappeared for one book, and Perrin did as well. But it's doing well. It really is. If there was one part that I had trouble with, what was it? It was the 5th book, I think, in the middle. Too much stuff with the circus, but that I am definitely digressing here. So I want to thank everybody for being here. We had Salty Traveling Sea, and thank you for the $1.49 super sticker. We had Sean Sue, we had Snortopupus Kruber, we had Ubaldo T, Norporeal Lifeform was here earlier.
Gravy D.
Sorry?
Gravy D.
Yes, Gravy D. Gravy D was here, and so was John 5 and Jacob Ironside. Oh, and Mad Dog Conroy. So thank you for being here, everybody. And 5th book of Circus and all that was a total slag. Yeah, so that was a slog, rather. Yes, so I did not like all that circus stuff. Yes, that was a slog for me. But now I'm just totally into it. I'm just flying through like a wild woman. The books I'm in right now, some people feel are a slog, but nope. I'm loving it. But I can see how if you don't like the girls, that could be a bit of a problem. I love all the Aes Sedai stuff. I could watch it all day, and maybe I relate to it too much because women are evil. All right, hit that like button. Yes, indeed. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to rewatch or watch for the first time Tombstone.
And